What's up guys, Ryan here, Flyfish Iowa. Hey, today I want to walk you through how exactly to find fishing spots. A lot of people ask me, how do you know where to go fish, or where do I find good fishing spots near me? Well, I'm going to give you a couple of resources today to kind of help you do that as you figure out where you should go fishing next. One fantastic resource we have at our disposal is Google Earth or Google Maps. And Google Earth or Google Maps have a great interface where you can look at either the terrain layer or the satellite imagery of your local area. So I'm focusing here on Iowa, but if I'm looking at the terrain map, you can see from right now, I already have major lakes popping up and major rivers popping up in Iowa just by looking at the blue color on the map. I like to use the satellite layer, and so I zoom in on, let's say, the Des Moines area. And just by zooming in on that satellite layer, I can find a lot of different waterways. It provides you a lot of great imagery to find water. That's a key to finding fish, obviously. And so if you can locate some water, then you're well on your way to finding those fish. Now, just because you find a body of water doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be able to fish it. It may be private. So for example, I'm zooming in on a pond here. I don't know if this lake is public or private. It could be private. It looks like it may be. It's surrounded by some houses. And so that's something that you're going to need to check on later with an ownership map, some kind of way to determine public or private land. So be sure you do that before you go out fishing. Another good option is to use your local fisheries agency's website. For us here in Iowa, we use the Iowa DNR's website to help us find exactly where to fish. So this is Iowa DNR's Fish Local page. And you'll notice right on their page, they have a map. It has icons showing public fisheries throughout the state. And so, again, if I zoom in on Des Moines here, I can go right down to all these lakes and rivers where I might be able to go and fish. And so if I click on one of these icons here, it's going to tell me all about this water body that I clicked on and what's there. So there's a lot of basic information there. And this should help you find a fishery in your specific area, which is a great way to start. It also has different metro areas located at the bottom of our Iowa DNR page. So it has different parks and ponds listed where you could go and check out. You can also click on one of those water bodies and further look into some of the specifics about that site. So the Iowa DNR website has everything from a fishing report to popular species at the lake, lake maps, stocking reports, and all kinds of different things. So the Iowa DNR website for us in Iowa is a fantastic resource to use as you consider where you should go fishing. Another way to find good places to fish is to simply drive around. Now, maybe that's driving around doing your everyday routine of going to work, dropping the kids off at school, going home, and maybe you're taking a different route home. And you happen to notice that there's some sort of water body on the way, a pond, a lake, or river. That would be a great place for you to check out and try to figure out if that's public or private land. If it's public land, great. Go fish it sometime. Learn some things about it. If it's private land, maybe you feel comfortable asking a private landowner for permission to go fish that place. There are landowners who are respectful and willing to even let the public fish a pond with permission. So make sure you ask, don't just go fish a private water body. But there are some landowners who would be willing to let you do that. Go find some new fishing spots on your own. Make sure they're public before you go out and fish them. Another way you can try to find new fishing spots is by asking a friend. So there are lots of different people throughout your fishing community that might be willing to share a spot or two. Now, you want to be careful that you don't try to blow up their secret spot. So make sure that if somebody does tell you about a spot to go fish, try to keep it on the down low. Try to not share it with too many people unless that person has given you permission to do so, because they've shared their information with you and it may be an important place for them to fish and they might not want it getting overrun with all kinds of fishermen. I try to keep a lot of my fisheries kind of close to the chest. I fish for some carp here, and if I start broadcasting where my carp spots are, then all of a sudden we get a lot of people who bow fish legally, and that tends to spook a lot of the carp and make them much more wary. So that's just one example of why you might keep some of that information kind of quiet and keep it to yourself. But definitely the fishing community is willing to share some information about how to catch fish. And so make sure that you reach out to people you know in the fishing community and try to get some information from them. I would say that the most effective way to find a new fishing spot is to get out and explore. Go out and find fisheries yourself that might become your new favorites. So whether that's driving around, going out for a walk in your neighborhood, make sure that you're getting out and exploring and actually putting a line in the water, because you might be surprised at some of these fisheries that are not far from you. You might have some pretty quality fisheries very, very close to home. So get out, explore, put a line in the water, catch some fish. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you on the water.